Hi guys, Damien here. Before we get into the actual episode of Bright Lights for today, one of the mods on our channel, on the Twitch channel, if you want a link to follow, it's in the description below. Jackson for the win decided to make that one for our 40th episode because he thought it was a special episode. If you'd like to see more of these sort of intros before the actual intro comes in, just a little snippet of that, please let me know in the comments. I actually quite like the creativeness of this one here. I think the suit is very similar to the suit that I have in real life as well. So credit to Jackson for the win for that one there. But into the episode nonetheless, and hopefully you enjoy episode 40 of Bright Lights. Hello YouTube, it is Damien, it is Sunderland, it is Bright Lights. We're here for episode 40 today of Bright Lights. That's correct, 40 episodes. I believe this series is going to be a bit longer than the HK series, which we did on FM18. The series I do recommend, there wasn't a webcam or a new webcam, and there wasn't a microphone for the whole of that series, which is disappointing because I feel like the HK content was absolutely brilliant. A little bit of a cheeky plug to our future, to an older YouTube series. But we're here with Sunderland. It's the opening day. We got Burnley. You may look at the date first up. We're like, Burnley, opening day, 23rd of July. Very, very early transfer window shutting. A very, very early start. The fixtures are also quite weird. We have a weird fixture because Henderson has a testimonial on the Monday after we play Liverpool. We're going to go play Liverpool again in the testimonial. I'm almost tempted to bring you back that. Henderson, obviously, being 10 years, being a Sunderland player beforehand, obviously requested it. We obviously accepted. It is Sunderland, it's Liverpool, it's my favourite club, so I wasn't going to say no. So we're interested to see how we got. Anyway, we do have Burnley on the 23rd on the opening day, but there has been some transfer signings, though, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. There has been some transfer movement. We've been live on the stream for the past hour doing stuff though. You didn't say the intro. I did, Jackson. You didn't hear it. There we go. But there is obviously some, transfer dealings on the outs and transfer dealings on the ins. And we've obviously have got a massive squad. We've got a lot of loans as well. It's been mental. We are still quite unwell. If you can't hear, I feel I'm so blocked. Right on cue there. Major amounts of talking makes all my sinuses, all the mucus that is behind my eyes, in my sinuses, back of my nose that won't come out, all just drop into my throat. So if you hear me start choking or, start getting quite blocked, it is because we're not overly well. But I've had a sore throat for the past couple of days, and the tonsillitis has gone away. It's now just a sinus infection. So we're going to push on and we're going to continue to stream. The second thing about streaming is tomorrow morning, when this episode will come out tomorrow, later in my night time, but tomorrow morning my time, we've got a doubleheader in the FM Premier League that we will be streaming after the Liverpool game live. We have got Batson Ear 51 and we got FM Lobster. So 2 games there in the FM League. If I get up our fixtures, I'll be able to tell you who we do have. Liverpool fixtures. There we go. I can't remember off the top of my head who they are, which is pretty poor. But if we want to go back all the way to the start, after we played Palace, we got West Ham, we played West Ham, we got played Palace, it's Brighton, and it's Leicester. Yeah, Batson and Leicester away. So 2 important games. FM Lobster's obviously one of the chats, one of the lads in the mod in the chat. Links in the description below to come watch us live on Twitch. And there we go. We are going to get into it though today. It's enough of my rambling. We're going to get into the transfer history. In terms of the ins, there's one future in. We'll talk about Michael first up, so we don't forget about him. Michael is just a wonder kid, right? And he is playing for the Czech Republic. He's a ball-winning midfielder. I'm going to try and train him to play ball-winning midfield. He's just unreal. We don't need any more midfielders. And then midfielders like this come up for 3.9 mil, just a player that you're going to buy and sell on for massive profit to a big club in the future. This kid with 17 decision making, 17 determination, 17 teamwork, great passing, it's going to go up. He's got decent tackling as a ball-winning midfielder as a DM, but a ball-winning midfielder in here, he's sensational. Anyhow, we are going to go back and we're going to go and recap the signings. As the signings, we spent 23 mil. We've hopefully signed our striker Rose, but we're going to go into the outs, and the first major out is Renard left. He had a poor year. He's someone that I was happy to sell on, and for 12.5 mil, exactly what he's worth in the market. He's now worth 15. We sold him on to West Brom. Just got a big heap of his wage off. He hasn't played yet. West Brom haven't played yet, I don't think. I think the first game was West Ham and Sheffield United in the Prem. Be interesting to see how he gets on here, but he never really got going for us last season at a 6.69. Just someone that we could move on. There we go. The next signing, the next sale was on deadline day. We actually sold Jack Harrison. I wanted to give Sydney more game time. We've actually got we got Haller, we got Watmore. He's just, this guy was on a big wage, and I just wanted to sell him on the Sheffield. He played 1 game for Sheffield last game. He didn't even play. There you go. And there we are. Daddy Bath, because I'm not loaning out Van Dijk this year. I've actually signed a centre back as well. To get 5.5 mil for a guy that is 47% You know, he's only a decent championship player. You know, very powerful centre back. He did do a good job last year as well, filling in. But to get 5.5 mil, get his wage off was pretty good. Sergio Aguero, I didn't want to sell this guy, but we brought in a striker. He welcomed the striker in and was happy that we signed him, and then came up and kicked up a fuss saying, "Have you replaced me? I don't trust you as a manager." Similar to what Cartamol did many years ago. I told Aguero, "Look, you know, this is how it works in football. You're going to be a very good backup option for us." And he goes, "No, I can't trust you anymore. I want to be sold." I was like, "Okay, you're on about 150k a week, so or 100k a week with lots of clauses. I don't mind selling you." Galatasaray came in for I think it was 2.9, but clause will get up to 4.1. 4.1. We are paying 35k of his wage as well, which I didn't want to do. Rafael Vergone left. He never grew into anything. He couldn't get a work permit, so we just decided to sell him out to Benfica for 425k. Same what we paid for him. Liam Miller, who we bought on a free, the son of a legend, scored a massive goal in a game many episodes ago and many years ago in the championship. Just signed him. I just sold him on for 400k, which is profit. Same with Elliot. Elliot never played for us. Player that is here at the club. Never grew into his potential. So Issei is on loan, but then we got like Nakamura on loan, who's obviously very good. He wasn't happy he went on loan. Kicked up a fuss. Don't need to get first team football. Max Power. I just want to get match fit. So we did loan him out. And there we go. Jack Diamond we know about. Matthew King's a signing that we made and then loaned out. So we'll talk about Matthew King when we get to it. Reece James are yet again on loan because no one paid him. When Chancellor listed him, just got him out on loan. Joe Silva's on loan there at Arona, who we've actually got the Premier Division in. And then this guy comes up as an elite winger. So we're going to try and maybe sign him in. Umar, who we haven't got a full scout report on him yet, but he would be sensational to bring in over Marcus Thuram. And we'll see how he goes. I'm actually going to scout Portugal because we've added him in as a league, so a lot of players have been added in. And Enrico Lopez has been loaned out as a player that's going to be used as a rotation system in the first division in Spain there at Real San Sebastian, who've been just newly promoted, I believe, after getting relegated. A bit of a yo-yo club. But getting him out on loan, hopefully getting him first team football at a very good place where he's going to grow. And Lunga's gone out on loan, another one of the youth players. Chris Robinson I put on loan there at Notts Forest. As a key player, so I'm hoping that he gets first team football and grows. At 18, I don't want to stun his growth too much, so I'm hoping he'll grow into quite a good player. Notts Forest newly relegated. Same with El Match. I feel like El Match can grow into quite a player. We're going to offer him a new contract when he comes back from Rangers and look to sell him because I feel like that Flavio is just a better goalkeeper, but El Match is a first team key player there at Rangers. And he's been playing quite well, and lucky last kept it to Rum as well. So who is the strict if Renat and Sergio both gone? Who's your striker if Renat and Sergio both gone? You will see him Jackson for the win, and here we go. Let's get into it. So the first thing you signed is Bob Dunn. On a free, was being released. I picked him up because I just feel he's good. He's got to stay on the 23s. If injuries happen to strike on the centre mids, he can come in. Very good roaming playmaker, or Mazzala. There we go. I actually had in mind we were going to get Oxlade-Chamberlain in on a free. Ox then chose to go to Spain. Unfortunately, you actually wanted to only be a rotational player too, so it would have worked quite well. The Ox can play many positions. Anyone's ever used the Ox. Probably worth getting the Ox in. Probably best to put in Chamberlain, actually. Chamberlain, the Ox. There we go. Went to Malaga. Had him on loan. I was happy to be at the club. Just as a rotation player that's English would be sensational, but there he is as well. Bob did not bad there. Matthew King, for an Australian that's playing international football, pay 1 cap at 18. We picked him up on a free. That is correct, on a free for 2.8k was the compensation from the Canberra Academy, a real-life academy here in Australia. Just a young attacking midfielder that's got lots of pace. I have a lot of time for Australians. I loaned him straight away to ADO in the Eredivisie, who are first. I'm hoping that he grows into quite a player. I'm hoping that if he plays enough for them in the top league and he starts playing a lot for Australia, he would be quite good because Australia are the top 29. There's another Australian in this list that we'll talk about. The next one there is Alexander, who didn't get a work permit, which is unfortunate. I thought he may have sneakily got a work permit because he's playing at first team football for Santos. We actually put him at a bit of a bigger wage, so he could get there. Unfortunately, though, he doesn't want to get a work permit. The plan is to loan him out in 6 months' time, then get him a work permit, similarly how we did with Lozano, similarly how we're trying to do with... what's his name? Similar to do with Daniel, but didn't. Next one's Frank. Now, Frank is Australia's key player. If you actually go to there, Frank's the key player. He's a very good left back that I feel like could grow into quite a left back and is a good backup left back, which you see Oviedo being loaned out or gone. Didn't get a work permit, which I was slightly surprised, but not surprised because he's the key player for Australia Footy, would have. The plan is to get him loaned out so he can get a work permit. But my big thing is that for Australia being so highly rated, him being a key player, is when we sign him a new contract on a bigger wage in the future, we actually try to pay a bigger wage to get him a work permit in the initial process. Didn't happen. Coming from Sydney FC, only cost 1.1 mil. We definitely feel like we can loan him out, get him in here, get him a work permit in the future by getting him a new contract, right? And with a new contract being in a side that's in the top 30, if we go to the squad rules there, we go to inbox and we just go to the league, please. We go to the rules, right? And if we actually apply to get him a new contract, right, we go down to rules. If we apply to get him a new contract, contract renewal, he gets official match rating 1 to 10 if it is 30%. Playing in the above, which is fine. He's playing in a side that's got 60% and above in their recent matches. He's a key player, so he's going to be playing more than the last 60% of matches for Australia. He'll probably play 100%. So we'll definitely be able to sign him in and get him in as a rotational player in the future. Lucky second to last is Rodrigo Marquez, who is our key striker. We have signed him in for the measly fee of 9 mil, which was his release fee. PSG and Man United were in for him. I said, nope, we're snapping him up for 9 mil before they make a bid. We signed him in very, very early. He just looks sensational, doesn't he? He's a complete forward on attack. He's mainly because he's a complete forward, I've actually switched to the 4-2-3-1 for the year and see if it wants to work. He's a wonder kid with huge potential, and he is very good for the league. He's by far our best striker. It leaves then Bubba to be second choice, and a very good second choice at that, as a good backup option as a poacher. Very good determination, very good physicals, 185 centimetres. He's also got okay jumping reach, but sensational headering, sensational first shot, great dribbling, great decision making, decent off the ball, and this is a player that's going to grow only first team football. No crazy wages or anything like that. It's just, there we go. He failed his initial work permit. Then got he did on appeal. Was easy because he was playing first team football for Independente last season and on big wage. So he obviously got there. And the lucky last is Wesley Hoyer got relegated last year because we couldn't get Daniel work permit. I decided we're going to go for a centre back and anyone that's a ball playing defender. 13 mil, I think, is a really good offer for Wesley because he's very good in the air and he's also very good with the ball at his feet. Very good headering, very good determination, very good positioning, great teamwork, great vision. I just feel as a ball playing defender, he's going to be quite good. In the Southampton side, they got relegated last year. He actually scored 3 goals. I actually think that he's not too bad. Does the chat approve of the signings I made? Please let me know in the chat. I think Marquez is quite the striker. I think he's our best signing. Rodrigo. I asked on Discord, what has anyone ever used him? One of the people came back and Dr. Benjamin was saying, oh, I haven't, but he's currently worth 70 mil. I was like, okay, what club? He never responded after that, but I feel like if he's going to be worth 70 mil in the future, he's worth the punt. That is for sure. That is enough talking. There we are. Jackson for the win is very happy. That is a very good sign. I think he is too. And we'll see how we go. Anyhow, this episode's gone on for 12 minutes so far, which is not too bad. The stream's gone for over an hour. Links in the description below to come watch us live on chat. We are going to get into it there. First team, we nearly signed in Perisic as well. Perisic was wanted on a free, right? In the end, I stumbled, I armed, I didn't know if I really wanted him because I wanted to give Sydney first team football after his major injury last year to see if he could actually grow back into his potential. Perisic was a decent offer. I actually wanted to be, he wanted a big wage, but as a first team footballer, it got to the point where Sevilla went in for him. I said, you know what, we're going to go in for him as well as a first team player. We'll play him over Marcus on the bench, and we'll loan out Sydney. He then joined Sevilla. Sevilla did have him on loan last year. I would have not minded him. At the same time, we're not too happy. But for the squad, we've actually got a very good squad. We're going to run through it here. Smithy's in goals, who's going to be captain today. Burgess, the wonder kid. Now, Burgess has been growing. He's sensational. He's a wonder kid. We don't really need to work a bit. He's quite limited going forward. Howard and Serrata, very good centre-backs. De Silva, Godin, who he was one player of the year last year, by the way. Just a player with so much potential. I don't know how we picked this guy up for £500. He's sensational. And in the future, we're eventually going to play him off the bench in many positions. Sergi Sepi is actually really good as a central midfielder on defend. But if he starts slow, expect to see Durante Miguel in there. And I reckon Sergi Sepi is really good in the hole. We're going to play Haller. Thuram. Haller's been growing and is apparently our key player. There we are. He looks the goods, doesn't Haller? There we are. He's obviously got the stuff to grow into. We've got Alex there playing in the hole. He's our best centre attacking mid. He's better than Luizano, according to Fig. Luizano there is actually going to be used as a rotation player. I was tempted to sell. We didn't because he's nearly 2 years' time. He's going to be English, and I'm preferring to be homegrown. Thuram's there. That's there as well. As well. And then we got Rodrigo up top. Linus Van Dijk. Van Dijk's been growing, had a very good loan spell. We're going to give him as much first team football as possible. Miguel, Luizano, Sydney's there. Sydney's been growing a little bit during pre-season, which is good. I'm hoping it will grow into it. Watmore there and Fofana. And then on the bench, you got McCarthy is very good in the hole. It will grow throughout the year. You've got Daniel and Alexander, who don't have work permits. You've got Daniel Wood, who I'm going to keep at the club. Flavio there's a backup goalkeeper who's just been growing, who I think is going to be a very good keeper for us in the future. And is a promising goalkeeper indeed. I feel like we're in a very good spot. Score predictions in the chat, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. That is for sure. What I am going to do is I am going to go into the game. I was going to say I'm going to blow my nose again, but I feel like it's just going to be like this for the whole stream, so we're just going to deal with it. And we're going to continue on. Score predictions in the chat. Jackson for the win just said be right back, so he's not going to give us one. I know Jackson, try and get us a win. Anyhow, we are going to play 4-2-3-1. They're going to play the same. Mitrovic, Till, Toto, Casey Palmer. Danny Welbeck is a new signing. Welbeck would be decent at 31. He looks not bad at all. Henry, Gibson, Vegas there. Tom Heaton in goals. I expect a tough time against Burnley. What I forgot to show everybody is a season preview. We're not predicted to get relegated, but at the same time, we're not predicted to go down. We're not predicted to do too much. We got a season preview here. Liverpool, yet again, are predicted to win the league, which I'm happy with. But we're predicted to finish 15th. Our key highlight is Alexander, who we can't play, and who I'd love to play. And unfortunately, it is also Daniel, who we can't play. But they predicted us to play 4-4-2 with, Thuram and Marcos playing up top. I haven't really thought about playing 4-4-2, but maybe it's something that does suit us. We are going to tell the lads to go out there and impress me. What I am going to do, though, is I'm going to just go to opposition instructions and playing 4-4-2. I'm actually going to ask Pedersen, who's our new assistant manager, who thinks really good and can work with a lot of youngsters, to see what he thinks. He wants to press Till and show a lot of people on their weaker foot. I'm actually happy with that. We don't need to do too much. I feel like we're the better side. Burnley, obviously, in the red. Sunderland in the black. For me, I'm targeting top half finish again. I'm targeting 10th and above. The board want a mid-table finish, so 14th or above is good enough for us. But I'm targeting 10th and above. I want this 4-2-3-1 to work well, but at the same time, if it doesn't go too well, we will switch to 4-3-3 and see how we go. But we'll see how we go in terms of league. I want a cup run in the Cabaret Cup or the FA Cup, or both. I want European football. There's a part of me that wants European football by the end of this year, but I think a cup competition is probably easier to get in than the league. In saying that, if we can score more goals than last year and still be defensively solid like we were last year, then I also expect us to finish in the top 8. But there we are. Away from home, I just want us to be solid, and then at home, I want us to try and, really win most of our games. As the ball gets played into Haller gets to the bottom, down it goes. It looked like a dive, but it's been put into the spot. Milivojevic there didn't complain too much. It looked like it was past him. Marquez is really good as a penalty taker, by the way. He's got like 17 penalties. Can he open his account for us? Marquez versus the keeper. He's got 17 penalties, and he's blasted high wide and onto Marty. Marquez, what have you done? Maybe a little bit of nerves have got into him there. We deserve to be ahead in this game. We can't afford to miss chances like that. If we can look at Marquez, as you can see, he's got 16 penalty taking, not 17. I don't believe he's missed, to be honest. There we go. I don't believe Marcos has missed. I expect him to score a lot of goals. Maybe it's just the striker rows of Sunderland. He actually scored a lot in pre-season. I'm happy with how they're boying. Happy with the effort. Keep it up there. I'm going to tell Marcos that I have faith in him. He looks extremely delighted, which is good. I expect Marcos to get on the goal sheet eventually this year. I feel like he's going to be quite the player. We do have Liverpool in our first game away at home. As we said, we drew 0-0 with Liverpool. I'm thinking for the Liverpool game, we will play 4-3-3. Just because against the big teams, it worked so well last year. I don't want to be too attacking against them, but we'll see how we go. Anyway, Haller puts it in, but front post, it's cleared away, and Welbeck now with a chance to counter. It's a long ball, cleared by Jonathan, and headed straight to Burgess, who gets Sergi Sampri to turn. Sergi Sampri now on the ball, and he flips it out there to De Silva. De Silva into Thuram, to run into Godin. Godin now, his effort from distance, it forces a great save out of Heaton. Godin playing as a Mazzala allows him to shoot from distance. Actually very good as well. He played advanced playmaker on attack. I think Mazzala gets a little bit more into him. Marquez there on top of the box. Can he hit it? He does. In the end, it's another block. It was starting to creep into that back post. And there we are. I feel like we might look to our first change of the season here. And we'll see what we do. Haller's had a very good game though on the right. Marquez now, can he whip it back out to Haller? He does. Haller now with the ball, and he's offside, unfortunately. We're going to just keep it up. We'll see who's not having the best of games. Alex isn't having the best of games. I'm going to pause it here. We might bring Luizano in the hole. Not Miguel. Luizano, please. Luizano is an advanced playmaker on attack. I'm going to try and get him on an attacking midfielder on attack. Feel like he's actually really good in that role because he's got very good finishing. He's actually not a bad shadow striker as well. Might actually put him as a shadow striker. I really want to win this game. So shadow striker on attack. See if he can get out there and get a goal. Alex doesn't have the best of games, but that is fine. I wonder Quid comes off. We'll get Luazano out there. See if we can get ourselves a chance. De Silva here. Can he whip into the box? He doesn't. Instead gives it Sergi Sampri. Might be the next sub. Haller there. Wheels around. Looks for an effort. Instead he plays it lovely into Burgess. Burgess now. Can he cut it? Beats the tackle. It's another tackle. In the end it's cleared. I thought it could have been a penalty to be honest. Hoyt though. Very good pass into Godin in the hole. Godin driving forward. Still with Godin. Still with Godin. Hits it over the bar. Unlucky for Mike. Godin yet again. He's looking the goods as Mike. He's playing quite well. Another change coming in here. I think it's going to be for Sergi Sampri. We are going to bring Miguel in there, just like for like, and we'll see who we're going to bring off late doors. Thinking Fofana late doors there because Marquez has not had the best of games, and we are going to bring Fofana on as our last sub there. We're going to bring him on as a poacher though, really on the last man. There we are. I'm going to move off positive to attacking and see if we can maybe get a point out of this game. We've been the better side. We've definitely created enough. Can we just get creative? Here we go. It's a highlight. It's Haller. He whips it in there. Thuram gets up. Oh, it's the same as last year. Did you play the demo? I didn't actually. Because of the FM League, Connor, I had the game from the moment it was released. So there we are. De Silva though to Thuram. We have dominated this game. Thuram now with the ball. Still with Thuram. His ball inside. It's a great challenge into Luazano. Hits it. Blocked. Falls to Thuram now. We got numbers in the box. He chips it back post there. Finds De Silva. De Silva in the Miguel. Miguel back to De Silva. De Silva to Miguel. Plays it in the Godin. Godin now. Finds it to De Silva. We've got numbers in the box if he can whip it. He looks to whip it. He gets tackled. If they hit us on the break and win this game, Burnley, I'm going to be pretty upset. In the end, Jonathan gives it away, but it's picked up by Hoyt. He's had a good game, but he's tackled and Welbeck's in. The first chance to see Smithies in action. Smithies, what a save. I thought it beat him. There, the chip was delightful from Welbeck. I thought it was in, but Smithies back with the fly of the ball. Pulls off a great save. And it is still 0-0. Brady there with the ball. He cleared away from Marcus Thuram. Finds Casey Palmer, who we nearly signed on free a couple of seasons ago. Great tackle again. And there we go. It's cleared away. They won it then with how many chances we've had. I would have absolutely cried. Brady's ball in. Gibson, it's punched. But only as far as Toko. They have won it at the end. Wow, how have we lost here against Burnley? We have absolutely dominated them. And we are going to lose a 1-0 to Burnley. We could be 0-2 as well. Brady there. Smithies with the punch. It wasn't the clearest of punch. Toko there. And that is game over. Barring a miracle here. Throw it backwards. Can we win it? Can we press in here? Valera on the ball. Still with Valera. He kicks it long. Finds Toko here. Toko with the ball over the top. Looking there for Welbeck. They don't deserve to be 2-0 up. Surely not. Welbeck. Great save from Smithies again. Been FM'd here in the opening game of the league. I don't think we should worry. You know, I honestly think that if we play how we've played in this game for most of the season, we are going to win games. There we are. We just haven't put our chances away. Marco's missing a penalty, which I don't think he'll do for the rest of the season. You know, I think he'll bury most of them. But we are going to lose 1-0 to Burnley in a game that we have absolutely dominated from start to finish. I don't know how we've lost here. There we go. Miguel picks it up. He plays it in there. And it's clicked out of play. And we are going to lose 1-0 to Burnley there in what has been a tough game for us to lose in, to be honest. And there we are. There we go. Finishes 1-0. Pretty upsetting. I'm going to tell him that I was unlucky, boys. We absolutely dominated the game, which is true. But we've lost 1-0. There we are. I'm going to attend the press conference. Obviously, it's frustrating to come away with a point. Not even a point. There we are. The players can take it loses hope because I don't think we merited that reserve. But I don't think it's all disappointing. Ridiculously lucky. Where's the height? It's still a game. I'm sure he'll build. He was absolutely outstanding today, which was Haller as well. And as you can see, El Match having a decent game at Rangers. For everybody everybody on YouTube, that's going to be the end of the episode. Episode 40 for us. Unfortunately, episode 40 is not a win. It is going to be a loss in a game that we probably should have won on the whole. Instead, we have lost to a last-minute corner. It does happen. Maybe Smith should have done better. Smith's had a very good game in goals anyway. And there we are. It does happen. If we play how we just played, though, for the rest of the season, we'll be fine. Let us know in the comments if you thought the signings were okay. And as always, links in the description below to the Twitter and to the Twitch, so know when you go live. Go follow us on Twitch so then we know when we go live too. And it does help out the channel a lot as well. Enjoy the rest of your day or night, wherever you're watching from. That is episode 40 done. That is Sunderland, Bright Lights and Damien signing off. And I'll see you next time for episode 41 of Bright Lights.